assumption of oil price, definitely it makes sense to investigate how you can secure that oil price over that period. So hedging is definitely a tool that is valuable. Now, in the context of Ghana, though, I should add that, I mean, there have been some problems about exactly where the structures for hedging are going to be located. Because if you want, as a Ministry of Finance, to get into hedging, then you must have some trained people in that area. And I think that some of what you may have been referring to in the past has run into some problems because there hasn't been the capacity very clearly to run certain things from, say, the Ministry of Finance. Some committees I know have been created in the past and they have, looked at various options. But I think the point to stress is that hedging is an important instrument, but it requires trained capacity. And that capacity should also be long-term. It shouldn't just be an ad hoc, when you're in a certain problematic situation, then you would resort to a hedge. In fact, by that time, it may be too late. So hedging should be seen as a long-term, consistent, and structured activity. That is something that, again, in the past, in terms of the role of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation in the oil industry, we have sought to develop the capacity of people in the industry on. Now, I think we should look at hedging, therefore, in a more comprehensive light. And I think we should also recognize the fact that at this time, we really have sort of two opposite needs, which sometimes may provide a kind of a natural hedge. On the one hand, we import crude for the refinery when it's working to process and turn into products, or we import products themselves. So we are an importer, and as an importer, we want very low prices, and so we want to see how to hedge in a way that over a certain period gives us relatively low prices. On the other side, we are also an exporter of crude oil from the Jubilee field and hopefully from others in the future. In that context, we want high prices, and we obviously, if we're hedging, we want to look at the forward curve into the future and how that gives us the benefits of higher prices, especially in today's world. Now, with all these things, you are talking about the need for capacity, the need for people who are well trained in that field, because these are not, simple things that you just decide on the spur of the moment. So my short answer to you is that hedging as a tool is useful, but it's a tool that has to be well handled by well-trained people.